Hi folks, welcome to video 1 of funny poems, verses and limericks. Let's have some fun, shall we? 1. E equal to mc square. There was a young lady named Bright whose speed was much faster than light. She set out one day in a relative way and returned on the previous night. Talking about speed of light, do you know no one can, it's impossible to travel at the speed of light. That's the law of the universe. But assuming you can, but if you are able to travel at the speed of light, the distance will reduce. Yes, it will reduce the direction of your travel. Not your left, not your right, not behind. It's again the direction of travel. Quite weird, isn't it? The space is actually called space-time fabric. Why it's called fabric? Because like a cloth, the space-time fabric, it could be stretched, it could be compressed, you can twist it, and you can even puncture it. That's why it's called space-time fabric. Would you like to see how space-time will look like when gravitational wave pass through it? What you see is two neutron stars orbiting each other and they disturb the space-time, and this disturbance is sent as like gravitational wave. It's like a ripple. It's called gravitational wave and it travels at the speed of light. Gravitational waves are ripples in space-time fabric. How will the four-dimensional space surrounding Earth will look like? Now you can see from the image, the space surrounding Earth is curved. It's warped. Why? Due to gravity. Earth's gravity. Gravity distorts space. It curves. It warps space. That's why it's called architect, the sculptor of the universe. 2. Gone up in smoke. A green little chemist and a green little dye mix some green little chemicals in a green little way. The green little grasses now tenderly wave over the green little chemist, green little grave. Poor chap. But anyway, you just watch out when you're in the lab, okay? Now I have a riddle for you. From the clues, you have to figure out who the person is. I am good in science. I'm an orphan. I have superhuman powers. A bad day in the lab changed my entire life for the better. Who am I? You got it? No? Okay, I am. It's Spidey, folks. 3. An apple a day. There was once a young lady of Clyde who ate a green apple and died. The apple fermented inside the departed and made cider inside her inside. When apple fell, it did not hit Newton on the head. Why do apples float in water? Because an apple is 25% air. That's why. Green apples don't give you stomachache if you chew it completely. 4. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. There was a young lady of Niger who smiled as she rode on a tiger. They returned from the ride with the lady inside and the smile on the face of the tiger. Do you know that tiger is not a native animal of India? Tiger's original home was North Central Asia and from there it spread to the rest of Asia. Tiger may have reached India through Hindu Kush region. 5. Bereft of a holiday. I think it most peculiar. Pray, who were but born on Sundays are almost all our famous folks, which do irks us most. Hey, it's no skin of my nose. A lamentation for lost holiday. 6. Mistaken identity. There was a young man of Bengal who went to a fancy dress ball. He went just for fun, dressed up as a bun, and a dog ate him up in the hall. Talking about fancy dress parties, let's have a small clip of Children's Halloween Day Parade in New York. 7. What's cooking? Asked the pert little onion. Why are you crying, you silly callous moron? It's I who is cut up and boiling in the bouillon. 8. Guns and Roses. The bottle of perfume that Willie sent was highly displeasing to Millicent. Her thanks were so cold, they quarreled, I'm told, through that silly scent Willie sent Millicent. The bestseller Perfume was written by German author Patrick Susskind in 1985. It was later made into a successful movie in 2000. Both the book and movie both are good. 9. Sleepless in Seattle. As I hopped on the train, my clothes askew, a banana rubbed under my shoe as if on cue. I got up amid the din, squared up my chin, went to find my berth, intending to stretch. My berth was a middle. As I sat in a huddle, I espied in the upper a midget eating his supper. Boy, did I wonder if I'm in for a bummer. Alas, my unseeming fright proven to be right. For after all gone quiet, when the lights were out, the midget on the upper started pacing with his slipper. He paced the entire night as if it's his right. But I do admit the hobbit had a clever little habit. For when it bored him to walk to and fro, he started walking fro and to. I have one more riddle for you, and you have to figure out who the person is. Which famous author used the name of a 17th century court dove as his nom de plume? Nom de plume is a pseudonym, it's a pen name. This pseudonym was an indirect reference to the author's height, and the author is nearly 7 feet tall. He received his MD from Harvard Medical School but did not practice medicine. He chose writing instead. He directed movies including Coma and Westworld. Several of his novels were adapted into movies, and some are blockbusters. Who is he? Got it? He is Michael Crichton, one of the most famous and best authors of all time. Crichton wrote the novel A Case of Need under the nom de plume Geoffrey Hudson. Geoffrey Hudson was a court dove in the time of King Charles I in the English court. This novel was later made into a movie and also subsequently a TV miniseries, A Case of Need. 10. So what's the news? One day I went out to the zoo for I wanted to see the old new. But the old new was dead and the new, they said, was too new, a new to view. Very funny. And this is new, folks. New is an antelope found in Africa, and its other name is wildebeest. It's saying like old hunters don't die, they just turn new. It's a funny saying. 11. Never forgotten. This troubled world is sighing now. The virus is at the door, and many folks are dying now who never died before. Michael Crichton wrote a best-selling book Andromeda's Strain in 1969. It's about a virus from outer space. He wrote it when he was a medical student. After 2 years, 1971, this book was made into a movie. Let's have a small clip from the movie.
Now don't be scared. I'm a doctor. A special laboratory in Nevada. We brought you here. You're sick.
In a true biological crisis which our exploration of space could bring about, the present lunar receiving laboratory might prove inadequate. I therefore urge the establishment of a facility to deal specifically with an extraterrestrial form of life.
Seems to me, General, Dr. Stone put one over on you. In fact, he made us all think his wildfire lab could handle any contamination from outer space.
And lastly, folks, some vocabulary, few words with meanings. 1. Cider, an alcoholic drink made from fermented apple juice. 2. No skin of my nose. It means it makes no difference to me what someone else does or thinks. No skin of my nose. 3. Bouillon. It's a French word, a soup made of vegetables or meat. Askew, disorderly. Cue, a signal or an indication to initiate something. Bummer, a bad experience. Hobbit, a member of an imaginary race similar to humans, of small size and with hairy feet, in stories by J.R.R. Tolkien. Gnu, a type of African antelope also known as wildebeest. Bereft, deprived of or lacking something. And lastly, callous means insensitive. Someone is insensitive, they are callous. End of video 1. Thank you, folks. Have a wonderful day.